Troy, where'd you feel like you should have won or had figured you'd win where you didn't?
Well, 65 was the big kicker for us, for sure. I mean, that really that put us in a pretty rough spot. I think the plan was if we won at 65, we were going to do the same shift that we did last week. Bump Tyler Kinn, Tanner Davis up. I think, although Horatio wrestled real well, I think, the best I've seen him in a while, it just wasn't enough. And, I think Tanner may have gave us a better chance. Again, that's, what ifs, a lot of what ifs, but, Keelan was the big one.
Well, and it comes down to a takedown or not at the end. And, this is twice now that the equipment hasn't functioned right. The first time the time is not on the video, so they can't tell. This one, the video didn't work in a sufficient amount of time. It may seem irrelevant, but you go to that match where you say, it was a difference in how you were going to shuffle a lineup after that and probably have a stronger chance to win the duel, and now the video doesn't even work. Does that stuff go through a checkpoint before the match, or you just assume everything's going to work right and all of a sudden it doesn't?
Stuff happens. You got to be ready for anything. I expect Keelan to beat that kid much worse than, a hypothetical 4-3 if he is even awarded the takedown. It was close. I don't put it on them at all. The review is new. It's optional. Keelan just didn't get the job done, plain and simple.
Would you say it was new, the video?
It's an optional process.
Yeah. Well, it's a valuable process if it works right.
I'm not going to comment on that, Sam.
Well, you can't argue. If you look at it again, you may not see it in live, but there you can slow it down and see it real. I thought your guys battled pretty hard. I didn't think that you wrestled real well on top. And I was just going back through when I was looking at points on top that I keep track of, and I thought maybe they wrestled better on top. I don't know if you.
Yeah, well, I think they probably prepared for that. Last year we rode the dog out of them. We really did. We dominated them from the top position. Mm-hmm. I think tonight they did a really nice job of beating us off the whistle and taking their hips out and away from us. That's a position that we do pride ourselves in, and I think we could have been better. I'll have to go back and look at the actual numbers, but we can always be better.
A lot of work to be done between now and conference, but a lot of time to do the work. I think that to transfer the idea that everything's got to stay in a steady routine. It can't be. I don't know how you are with weight with guys. But you can't let it get up too high. Would you prefer they stay with it just like if it was a week where you had a match? And they keep it that manageable? Yeah,
that was our conversation to him just before here. It's you've got a break, and sometimes you think with a break you can relax, but this is the time you can't relax. You've got 30 days till the national tournament, and this is it. So we just talked to him about being disciplined and being perfect, and or at least as close to perfect as they can be. And we're going to get right back to work tomorrow, and we've got a lot of work to do. As far as qualification goes, I don't think we're bringing a ton to the table. So we're going to have our work cut out for us, and we're going to have to go and steal some spots and really wrestle our best. And as far as the process over the next couple of weeks, we're gonna stick to the plan. I believe we're pretty good at peaking our guys, our athletes, and that's been the plan all year for them to be at their best at the conference tournament, and that's the plan.
Are you pretty sure what your lineup's going to be, or is there still some ideas on possibility at certain weights?
I think we're pretty set. I think we're pretty set. There's a couple weights I think I definitely need to rethink and really see who's going to give us the best option of competing and stealing a spot at the national tournament, or at the conference tournament. So we'll sit down as a staff tomorrow and really evaluate where we're at and go from there.
Timmy Box looked like he wrestled with some confidence tonight.
I thought he looked awful.
You thought he looked awful?
Yeah,
Wow.
he's better than that. Again, having to get the last 30
Yeah,
seconds
he needed a
takedown,
big third period.
to get the win. He's better than that. He's, I've seen Timmy Box go out and beat, the number 6 kid in the country. And he's better than he performed tonight. And, it's been something we've been working on with Timmy all year about not wrestling the 3-2 match, because anything can happen in a 3-2 match. You saw it happen with Keelan. And, just going out and dominating an opponent you're supposed to beat. And, we're lucky that he got the win tonight, but we need to get better.
What about Ben?
Same thing, I think. Took him a while to get going. I mean, obviously they had scouted him. They had a game plan for him. They were going to try to keep it close and win late. And I think that was probably the game plan for a lot of them the entire duel. And we did not execute well in just getting in there and just making it a fight and making him wrestle. At the end, Ben puts himself in position to potentially get the major, and, he just doesn't have enough time. So it happens. I'm never going to fault a guy in a dual meet for not getting bonus points. That's just a bonus.
Trent's going to have a little bit of a target on him. He's going to see everybody's best because he's up there as one of the top 2 or 3 in the conference. And I think, that brings out the best in usually opponents. And I think that may have been it tonight. I don't know. You've seen him wrestle with more aggression. I've seen him wrestle with more aggression and more offense and doing more things. But I think that kind of goes with the territory of the mood or the mode of the match. And I think he wrestled, I don't know if he wrestled the way he wanted to wrestle tonight.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'd say he wrestled. I'd give him a C+, probably on his performance tonight. That kid's good. That kid's, been in and out of the rankings. We wrestled him for 7th and 8th at the Southern Scuffle.
Right.
The kid's good. But Trent could wrestle better, and, he's got to just go out and dominate. I think, thinking on it, he's probably going to be about a 3 seed going into the conference tournament, and his goal is to win it, and really set a statement and put himself in a seeding position come nationals. And, I think he's going to be ready to do it.
How many berths does the Big 12 get? Do you know yet?
Allocations will be out on the 25th.
On the 25th? What do you anticipate?
30 to 35.
So at least, well, if you break it down, 3 at each weight.
It's down.
That could
It's
vary.
down from what it should be.
Yeah, it seems like it's been more than that in the past, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm guessing 30 to 35.
And that
Tops.
kind of puts you on the, right outside the door, trying to knock it and get in there on some situations.
Right. Yeah, we're
Opportunities,
going.
but still.
I think Trent's the only one. I mean, nothing's a sure thing, but
Right.
Trent's the only one that I think has really done a nice job of solidifying himself throughout the season as being a national qualifier. I don't want to say he could go and fall on his face at the Big 12 tournament and still get through, because anything can happen. But
Right.
I think he's done a great job of being consistent this year and getting through. The rest of the guys, I mean, I don't think there's one guy that is safe. We're going to need to fight, and we're going to need to earn it. Every point, every score, every win.
Okay, appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, hold on, I'm not done.
Oh, sorry.
Can you just kind of generally recap tonight and then the season as a whole, just like general thoughts?
So, I mean, tonight was, obviously a little disappointing. It was a tough loss. I don't think we wrestled our best, really up and down the lineup. But, it puts things in perspective of where we're at and where we need to go. So I think tonight exposed us to a lot of areas that we need to get better at. And, we need to just go and get better. We've got 2.5 weeks to do that. Closing out the regular season, I mean, I think, we've been trying to hit our stride all year, and I still don't think we're there, and we're not supposed to be. But we expect to be there in 2.5 weeks, and that'll be the plan.